Class of 2024, consider how far you've come. You're an exceptional class, and I'm so proud of each of you, every one of you, for persevering and making it to this day. Distinguished guests, colleagues, parents, families, friends, and members of the class of 2024, as president of the university, I declare the University of Richmond's 2024 commencement to be in session, and I can't think of a place on this planet that I'd rather be. Class of 2024, I'm delighted to celebrate your achievements. And given what you've been through, and given that many of you missed your traditional high school graduations, I'm super excited that we're having this celebration in person today. It's been a privilege to have you in our community of scholars, and we celebrate that today. I'm also delighted to welcome the families and guests of our graduates. You, our Spider families, have made extraordinary commitments over many years leading up to this special day. Thank you for entrusting these graduates to us and for your confidence in the University of Richmond. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who could be with us today. And those mothers who are here in our hearts. I also want to express my deep appreciation to our staff and our faculty for their enduring contributions to the lives of our graduates. Thank you for wholeheartedly embracing your roles as teachers, scholars, and mentors. How about a round of applause for these staff and faculty? Now, if you allow me, I'd like to take a moment to recognize someone who's been instrumental in shaping our graduates' experience. That person is Dr. Steve Bessi, our Vice President for Student Development, who is retiring later this year. Steve has worked in student development for 4 decades, and we're so lucky that he spent nearly 3 of those here at the University of Richmond. Steve has mentored countless students and colleagues, and he's an accomplished leader who's had an incredible impact on our campus. Among his myriad accomplishments, he created the Office of Residence Life and Housing, co-led efforts to create our award-winning living learning programs. Steve created our Health and Well-Being Unit, which brought together our Student Health Center, Counseling and Psychological Services, Health Promotion, and Campus Recreation. He championed the creation of our Well-Being Center, our Student Center for Equity and Inclusion, and the Center for Student Involvement, and the university's first standalone Office of Disability Services. And under Steve's leadership, the university created our Student Activities Complex, increased resources for student organizations and sport clubs, increased programming for a wide variety of faith communities, and launched the Richmond Guarantee, which today is one of the greatest differentiators, helping to ensure that every Spider can receive financial support for an unpaid or underpaid internship or faculty-mentored research project. Steve's work has been consistently outstanding. He's contributed so much over many years to this university in the lives of generations of Spiders. In addition, he's a wonderful person. His optimism, kindness, empathy, and support of others, and the Spider pride he shows are absolutely infectious. He'll be deeply missed on our campus when he retires later this year, but his legacy will continue in more ways than one, including through the Steve Bessi Scholarship Fund, created anonymously by donors in his honor. Since its inception this spring, the fund has grown incredibly, thanks to gifts from people throughout our community who know and love Steve. Steve, I know you're not a big fan of being the center of attention, but would you please stand so we can all recognize you? Right there. All right, enough about Steve. Steve, you have phenomenally well-worn shoes to fill. We're here this afternoon because of our students, the graduates, our newest alumni. Graduates, you made it through the ups and downs of your rigorous academic studies. You started learning at Richmond amid a global pandemic, and you persisted. You experienced losses, and you endured. You gave of yourself, sometimes even when it was difficult, to be good students, classmates, and friends. Collectively, you've made this moment. Take stock of that and be proud. We are so proud of you. You're forever a member of the Spider community and an important part of our web. So where will you go from here? I'm sure you've been asking that question for some time, and some of you have your immediate plans firmly set. Some of you are heading for graduate school or taking some time to travel or volunteer, but sooner or later, almost all of you will likely enter the full-time working world. Work will be a huge part of your life, so it's important to think carefully about what you will do and how you will do it. You must remember there will always be choices to make, opportunities to take, and opportunities to let go. 29 years ago, when I first became a professor and first saw my students entering the labor market, their first job really mattered. It mattered because job matches were sticky. Firms were committed to their employees, and employees were committed to their organizations. People stayed in their job for a really long time. But over the past generation, time in jobs has gradually fallen. Workers are much less likely to remain in the same position or at the same organization for a long time. This isn't necessarily bad for new graduates, however. It means it's probably okay if your first job after Richmond isn't exactly the right fit. You may need to assess the opportunities that align with your interests, your skills, your values, your lifestyle, a process known as job matching, several times. Currently, workers are in short supply in some fields, and employers have been forced to offer better pay and benefits. So despite the recent levels of inflation and high interest rates, a significant issue, you have good reason to be optimistic. As graduates from the University of Richmond, you're exceptionally well positioned to navigate the opportunities ahead. Hunter Rawlings is a classicist and former president of 2 major universities, including one where I taught for 16 years. He writes eloquently about the liberal arts education in a true Latin sense. He describes it as an education for a free people, to think for themselves, to develop their creative capabilities, to contribute to public life. He notes, and I completely agree, that it's important to do a couple of things. Read closely and think critically. Reason intelligently and ethically. Speak and write clearly and persuasively. Know how to conduct independent research and how to analyze quantitative arguments. I'm confident that we're preparing Richmond students to do exactly these things. You know how to think, how to communicate, how to analyze arguments, and how to support and work with others. You are smart, you are talented, and you're ready. I also hope that through your liberal education, you've developed more expansive aspirations, opening doors you couldn't have imagined or even doors when you arrived here 4 years ago. I hope you've broadened your scope of understanding by engaging with people with different experiences and perspectives, and I hope that you've developed resilience and skills to lead a flourishing life. As my last guidance to you as the university president, I'm going to offer 6 quick recommendations, and I hope they'll be a consistent part of your life. First is simply this: be kind. And try your best to be equally kind to everyone. Treat those who report to you at least as well as those to whom you report. Second, strive to respect the humanity behind other people's opinions. Their experiences may differ from your own. By engaging respectfully in difficult conversations, you might forge new pathways for understanding and form more meaningful relationships. Third, be safe. Don't do things that are too risky. Too many people depend on you or will depend on you. Fourth, work hard, smart, and steady. Make most of your effort and abilities through your work. Fifth, and this is important advice, please don't work too hard. I've said this countless times in your time here, but I'm going to say it again. Take care of yourself and look out for others. There's so much more to life than occupational achievement. I hope you've learned how important it is to invest in your well-being and support those around you. Finally, remember to thank those who've helped you and help others in turn. I suggest you start this weekend. Thank the people who helped you get to Richmond and those who supported you in so many ways throughout your educational journey. We rarely get much of anything done on our own. Consider all that your family and friends have done to guide, encourage, and support you throughout your college years and long before you arrived at this moment. Graduates, would you please rise and give your most steadfast supporters a big round of applause? Okay, you can sit. You made it to this day, but remember, your best days are ahead. Congratulations to you all, the Richmond class of 2024. I'd now like to recognize several students who've received awards for their excellence at Richmond. First, I'd like to highlight the Mace Award, which recognizes a clear record of exceptional scholarly achievement and demonstrated leadership throughout a student's time at the university. It's the highest honor a graduate of the university can earn. Prior recipients include Associate Chaplain Bring Bagby Taylor and Bob Jepson of the Jepson School. This year's Mace Award winner is Karthik Lawani. Karthik, will you please stand? Where's Karthik? There he is. I also have the honor to recognize recipients of other prestigious awards. Please hold your applause until all the award winners have been named. The 2024 C.J. Gray Award winners are, from the School of Arts and Sciences, Alex Robertson and Mia Lazar. From the Robbins School of Business, Jordan Stern Rarish. And from the Jepson School of Leadership Studies, Trevin Stevens. I got a couple more. The Charles T. Norman Award recipient in the Robbins School of Business is also Jordan Stern Rarish. The James McGregor Burns Award recipient from the Jepson School of Leadership Studies is Maria Gorman. Two more. The Brucey Heilman Leadership Award recipient is Derek Gilmore, and the recipient of the Dr. Leonard S. Goldberg Award for Good Citizenship is Nyasia F. Flowers. Would the award winners please stand? Congratulations. Congratulations. It's a tradition at Richmond to have a graduating senior selected through a campus-wide competition deliver a speech at commencement. We proudly welcome Carrie Ann Moyo as the speaker of the class of 2024. Carrie Ann Moyo is a Zimbabwean student born in Kenya and raised in South Africa. She's graduating with a bachelor's degree in rhetoric and communication studies with a minor in data science and statistics. Well, while at Richmond, she has served in many leadership roles, including as president of the Multicultural Student Solidarity Network, on the executive committee for the African Students Alliance, is the head residence for the Gateway apartment community, and she's been extraordinarily engaged on our campus, participating in the university's peer mentor program, the dance group Block Crew, the production of Fame in the annual celebration of dance at the Maudlin Center for the Arts, on the Women's Club rugby team at the Chaplaincy's Christian Campus Ministries. Last summer, she interned at NBC Universal in Los Angeles, and she hopes to pursue a career in media and entertainment as a communications and brand strategist. A dedicated scholar, Carrie Ann is also the recipient of the Rhetoric and Communication Studies Department Academic Excellence Award, an award given to the student who exemplifies intellectual curiosity, creativity, and rigorous analysis. Carrie Ann, congratulations on your many accomplishments. I'm delighted you'll share your remarks with us today.